Welcome to Heidelberg Materials, the building material manufacturer for the future. Safety is a foundational pillar and core value of our company, and we are committed to protect our employees and the communities where we live and work. We expect all our employees, contractors, and visitors to commit to workplace safety while at our operations and respect our workplace safety rules. We do not tolerate any kind of bullying, violence, threats of violence, harassment, or any other form of workplace discrimination. Heidelberg Materials operates in a way that is sustainable, and we take our responsibilities to the environment and the communities we work very seriously. Each of our locations operates in a different legal jurisdiction, which may have different regulations and standards related to workplace safety at the local level. At the conclusion of this site-specific video, your Heidelberg Materials representative or supervisor will provide you with specific rules related to the work you'll be performing while on this location. All employees and contractors are required to perform a Take 5 field-level hazard assessment prior to starting work. It is critical that you identify potential hazards that you may encounter and eliminate them prior to beginning any activity. Conditions can change at any time throughout the day, and it is important to adjust accordingly. You have stop work authority and should use it any time you are unsure about your safety while on our site. Personal protective equipment is required at all Heidelberg Materials locations. Standard PPE includes a hard hat, safety glasses, Class 2 reflective clothing, safety boots, and gloves. Rings, jewelry, and loose or baggy clothing are not to be worn by employees, contractors, or visitors. All incidents or injuries must be immediately reported to your Heidelberg Materials contact. This includes minor first aid events, near hits, or any property or vehicle damage. Emergency response procedures are crucial while on Heidelberg Materials sites. You should know where and how you'll be alerted in the event of an emergency in the location of a designated meeting, or muster area in the event of an evacuation. At the conclusion of this video, site-specific response information, including emergency phone numbers or radio contacts, will be provided to you. You may encounter barriers or taped-off areas at our locations. Do not cross them unless you are specifically provided authorization by your Heidelberg Materials representative or site supervisor. Seatbelts protect you from serious injuries in the event of an incident. You are required to wear one at any time that you are in any type of equipment or vehicle on our sites. Handheld mobile devices such as cell phones or tablets, as well as earbuds and other mobile listening devices, are strictly prohibited anytime you are driving or operating any type of vehicle or mobile equipment. Guarding is required on all pinch and crush points while equipment is in operation on property. Avoid unguarded areas and make your site representative aware of any deficiencies you identify. Equipment and vehicles must be properly isolated from all energy sources in the form of a lockout, tagout, tryout anytime the equipment is being repaired, maintained, or whenever guards or safety devices are removed. Be sure to always chalk your vehicle when parked on plant properties. Confined spaces may contain a hazardous environment, a lack of oxygen, or falling material. Be aware of these locations and look for warning signs. If you need to enter a confined space, work with your site representative to determine what type of permit is required prior to entry. Respiratory protection is required anytime you're in an environment where airborne contaminants are above regulatory limits. Check with your site representative to ensure you have the proper protection for the area you will be working. You must always be clean-shaven and fit tested prior to wearing filtering facepiece respirators. Lifting operations pose an inherent risk to personnel, equipment, and site infrastructure. All lifting activities must be conducted in a controlled manner. Lifting equipment and machinery is inspected and in good order prior to use. Anyone participating in lifting operations must be trained and certified where required. Fall protection must be used when entering working at heights or anytime you are working above hazards. We require 100% tie-off, and you must inspect and ensure that your fall protection fits properly prior to use. Retractable lanyards are the preferred devices on our property. If your work requires the use of any hazardous materials, your Heidelberg Materials representative will work with you to ensure that it is properly used, stored, and that a safety data sheet or SDS is available. Our vehicle segregation protocol applies anytime you are in an area where vehicles or equipment are being operated. Our protocol is designed to reduce the likelihood of interactions between equipment with other equipment and interaction of equipment with pedestrians. Always follow established signage related to parking areas indicating travel direction, posted speed limit, and other pertinent information. Vehicles require two-way radio communication, flashing strobe lights, and a flag while operating in our facilities. Do not approach any heavy mobile equipment without first verifying two-way radio contact. The site-specific vehicle segregation plan will be provided to you upon completion of this video. Thank you for taking time to watch our site-specific video. Your Heidelberg Materials site representative will now provide you with the specific site rules and protocols you will need to conduct work safely while on our location. If you have any questions, concerns, or are unsure about your work tasks or your safety, ask your supervisor or Heidelberg Materials representative. We hope that your stay is safe and productive.
Welcome to the Heidelberg Materials Mason City Cement Plant. The Mason City Cement Plant is a pivotal part of the region's industrial landscape. Established in 1910 by the Lehigh Portland Cement Company, this historic site has been producing cement for over a century, evolving alongside the ever-changing needs of the construction industry. As one of the oldest operating cement plants in the state, it has remained a cornerstone of the industry. The plant produces both Portland and masonry cement, shipping bulk products by truck and rail. The annual production capacity of our facility is approximately 655,000 tons of clinker and 730,000 tons of finished product. We employ approximately 130 individuals dedicated to producing the highest quality cement at the best value for our customers, all while maintaining a safe and environmentally friendly operation. We hope that your time spent at our plant is both productive and safe. All visitors and contractors must sign in at the main office or maintenance building prior to entering the plant each day and sign out when leaving the premises. Contractor parking. Only essential contractor vehicles required for work are allowed beyond the designated contractor vehicle parking area and onto plant property. All other vehicles shall park in the designated contractor vehicle parking area. Parking brakes must be set and wheel chocks in place for all unintended vehicles in the plant. Basic rules for our visitors. Stay with your guide at all times and don't go into areas unescorted. Stay in areas you are cleared for and don't get close to operating machinery. Pay attention to your surroundings, to mobile equipment, and avoid using your cell phone during the visit. Respect all signs and instructions posted. There are many hazards on the site, which include heat, compressed air, gases under pressure, hydraulic pressure, industrial noise, and dust. There are also hazardous energy sources that include electricity, moving machinery, natural gas, alternative fuel systems, gasoline and diesel fuels, and used oil. Please observe all plant warning lights. The yellow light in the tower means high pressure water blasting is taking place on miscellaneous floors or a cyclone is plugged. Contact the shift supervisor before entering the tower. If you do not need to be in the tower at this time, come back later. The red light in the cooler basement means the kiln or tower is in a condition that could become unstable. Calmly exit the cooler basement. There will also be a warning siren that will sound. Emergency phone numbers. The following emergency contact numbers can be dialed from any plant phone. Kiln Control, extension 426. Process Supervisor, extension 411. If using a cell phone, you may contact Kiln Control at 641-421-3426, the Process Supervisor at 641-425-4908, or the Safety Manager at 641-530-7946. Emergency Action Plan. In the case of a fire, alert plant personnel and make your way to safety. Leave firefighting efforts to plant and emergency services personnel. If necessary, use a plant phone to call kiln control or the process supervisor to alert plant personnel of the fire. Head to your emergency assembly area so that you can be accounted for. In the unlikely event of an emergency that requires evacuation of the plant, keep calm and follow the instructions given by plant personnel. The safe assembly point is in the employee parking lot in front of the main office. Copies of the emergency action plan are available in the safety office. In the event of emergency, call 911 and then inform the process supervisor, your Heidelberg point of contact, or the safety manager. Vehicle segregation. Mobile equipment and delivery truck traffic is common throughout the Mason City plant. Always drive on the right side of the roadway, including quarry traffic patterns. Follow all posted signs within the plant and refer to maps located in the main office, the shipping silos, and the quarry. Contractor work permits. All contractor work performed on plant equipment requires a safe work permit. Hot work performed outside of the designated hot work area in the maintenance building requires a hot work permit. Confined space permits are required for all confined spaces identified in the plant. Applicable work permits will be filled out and signed by a Heidelberg supervisor prior to the commencement of any work. The process supervisor and safety manager must be briefed prior to any hot work in the alternative fuel system. Safety signage. Always respect and obey posted signs and road markings. They are put there for your safety. Your responsibility as our visitor is to understand and respect all signs and instructions. Help us to improve safety in our plant by respecting the rules and following instructions. If you have any questions or are unsure of something during your visit, please check with your assigned point of contact before proceeding. Please remember, safety by choice, not by chance.